Hey, this is Mr. Elmhorst with the help video for the homework on rates and unit rates. So we are looking at the front side of the paper here. So we're identifying the rates and the units that are given. So the context, David drove 100 miles in 2 hours. The units means we have miles and hours. So we're going to fill in our label, and then we fill in the given rate. The given rate is going to be the ratio of 100 to 2. And from our lesson, the unit rate means per 1. So this is going to be asking, what is the miles per 1 hour? So we do our ratio comparison here. Ask ourselves, multiplying, dividing, how do we go from 2 down to 1? And then we use that same factor up on top to keep it equivalent. Okay, so number 2, we need to ask, are we going to do apples to calories or calories per apple? And calories per apple makes more sense to calculate. So we have 140 calories for 3 apples. So now we look for the unit rate of 1. Then we ask ourselves a factor question. How do we go from 3 down to 1? Divide by 3. So then we're going to use the same factor up here to keep our ratios equivalent. Go ahead and divide that out. Okay. All right, continue with the video here. 3 is going to go into 140 approximately 46 times with the remainder. So last week we did the little squiggly equal to sign. It's like an equal to sign, but it has waves in it. So we're going to approximate this to about 46 calories per ounce. Okay, continue with the video on number 3. We have a 10-ounce pack of pistachios for $6.50. So we're going to do cost per ounce, because ounce per cost would be a little bit backwards. So down to 1 ounce. How do we go from 10 down to a unit of 1? Multiplying or dividing? Divide by 10. So $6.50 divided by 10. If you divide by 10, you're going to make this number smaller by 1/10 place value. So you're going to end up with 65 cents per ounce. Number 4, from 4 dresses down to 1 dress, we're going to divide by 4. So the unit rate, how many yards per dress? How many times does 4 go into 15? 3 times 4 is 12. There's a remainder of 3. So that's going to be 3 3/4 yards of dress once you divide it out. So we're dividing to find Jason's unit rate. 180 divided by 4 is going to give us 4 times 4 is 16. There's 2 left over. Bring the 0 down. So Jason is driving 45 miles per hour. And then Allie, we move this over to make a whole number. Move that over to keep it in the same place value. So 900 divided by 15 will give us our answer. 6 times 15 is 90. Bring the 0 down. 15 goes into 0 0 times. So Allie is driving faster at 60 miles per hour. Number 6, we're dividing. We have apples and oranges. We're going to see which one has the fewer number of calories per unit. I'm going to divide 225 divided by 5. 4 times 5 is 20. And 5 goes into 25 5 times. And that's 45 calories. 3 goes into 16 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. And 3 goes into 15 5 times. Here, continue with the video. We're going to check our work. So once you divide the cost by the ounces for A, and then the cost by the ounces for B, we find that the small box of cornflakes is 25 cents an ounce. The large box of cornflakes is 20 cents per ounce. So which one is cheaper? The 36-ounce box is cheaper, or the better buy. Okay, once we get to the second part of the assignment, we're going to set up a ratio table or a proportion table on the back, part total. We don't need to put the total on there because it's not asking about the total. So now we set up the ratio of boys to girls, and we use that to help us find the factor. Once you see the factor, 9 times 8 is 72, then you use the factor to solve. Problem number 2, the ratios are given within the proportion. So we're going to compare weeks and houses and use that comparison to help us solve. 4 times 3 is 12. So 56 times 3 would be your solve. Dividing by 5. So we're going to set up our ratio. We have calories being compared to minutes. So those are the given units. Then we have 500 being compared to 50. So now we set it up and we can see, nope, we're not multiplying, we're dividing. 50 divided by 5 would be 10. So now we use that factor to solve. 500 divided by 5 is going to be your answer. So we set up our comparison. 16 times some number equals 64. So 16 and 16 is 32. 32 and 32 is 64. So we use that factor to help us solve. 16 times 4 and 1 times 4. By what factor could we simplify 60 to get us to 10? Divide by 6. So we simplify first, divide both of these by 6. We can get an equivalent fraction. 24 divided by 6 is 4. And now, do we have a factor that works with 100? What do you multiply 10 by to get 100? Okay, go ahead and finish that up and solve, and then turn your answers into Schoology in the exit ticket.